Okay, we're in there. Finally. So what's up, everybody? Where you at? Ain't nobody here yet? Let me know when you get here. Man, look, y'all missing out. We on the late freight. Y'all know how to go. Can't stop, won't stop. As long as we get there, that's all that matters. We ain't gotta be first as long as we make it. I'm gonna cross that finish line, I bet you. Ain't nobody in yet. Somebody in there. What's cracking? So look here. It's been a good week. It's been a lot going on. Work picking up. So, that's always a good thing. Man, it's been hard on the yard. They cutting hours and you know what I'm saying, things was rough for a while, but hopefully things picking back up. We my I work for a pretty big company, so they took, they took punches, roll with it and still going. I remember I think we got up to 800 at like 850 people, you know, in the company. And when I started with the company, I started in '06, and I think my second Christmas party, that's when I found out that we had like only 100, almost 200 employees, and the party was so big because 200 employees plus all their family. So it's a lot of people, but it's just all love. You know what I mean? I ain't never experienced anything like this. Now I worked for this company for when I first started. I worked for this company for 2 months, and here it is. It's time for the Christmas party, and they're like, "Yeah, you going to the Christmas party?" I'm like, "I don't know." It was like, "Yeah, you should go." I'm like, "Oh, okay." What do I wear? So I asked my boss, "What do I wear?" He said, "Just wear a suit." And I'm like, "Oh shit, I ain't never had a suit in my life." Uh, the OG Mike show. Yo, Snowroc, what's up? I see you, man. Thanks for tapping in. I ain't seen you in a minute. Nah, but I forgot what I was saying. But damn, Mike, you got me. It's been one of them days. Oh, so I was talking about the Christmas parties, and my first Christmas party, I had only been working for 2 months for this company, and they're like, "Yeah, you gonna go to the Christmas party?" I'm like, "Yeah." So I go to the Christmas party, man, and the boss, I'm like, "What do I wear?" And he just wear a suit. And I'm like, I ain't never had a suit in my life. I'm from the trenches. I'm from Southeast. You know what I mean? I'm from the ghetto. And you know what I mean, we didn't have much coming up. You know what I mean? It was hard on the yard, you know what I mean? And it messed with me, but when I can't, I didn't get a suit. I'd only had, I only been out like 2 months because I got out of prison, and then I got into the drug program, and they got me a job with a temp agency 4 days after I got into the program, because the first 3 days can't leave the property. So I did my porch, is what they call it when you stuck on the porch. So I did my porch program, and then they got me a job through a temp agency. So I'm working $10 an hour. This is 2006. So, if you know anything about my story, in 2006 I was released from prison after doing 12 years and 7 months straight. So my last 8 months I did in the hole. I did the entire 12 years from, from beginning to end in a level 3 or a level 4 facility. So mentally I was kind of messed up, and in my last 8 months I did in the hole. And I didn't get no pre-release. I didn't get no preparation for getting out. No, I was asking for help. I ain't got no family left in San Diego. I ain't got no place to go. I ain't got nobody. I'm getting out with gate money and whatever I got on my books. But you could drop me off butt naked in Alaska. And what I'm saying, I'm gonna come back with a bearskin coat on, about 10 pounds heavier. I'm a survivor. That's, can't stop, won't stop is how I live my life. And it's been rough, but I don't, I'm not here trying to whine and complain, because it's a whole bunch of people that had it way worse than I had it. So I don't, I'm not here whining and none of that. I'm here trying to tell you, that hopefully somebody can hear this and miss some of the pitfalls that I jumped into, because I was running forward. I was in the fast lane, and I wasn't looking at the road. I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing. I was just pushing forward, blindly, just, and that led me to a cage most of the time. If anybody knows my story, I spent most of my life stuck in that box. And even to this day, I still have issues, because, after you've done, you know, more than a decade, it's different, because when I did my first term, I didn't learn nothing. I'm being truthful. I got out, I paroled with a blue rag with some blue dickies, and a blue Pendleton, and I'm gang banged out. All that mattered was, so uh I learned from my mistakes. I learned from my experiences. Everything that I've been through has prepared me for what I'm going to. Because, right now I'm living the best life I've ever lived. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not rich. I don't have a lot of money. I have bills. And every time I turn around, that dude Bill is taking money out of my pocket. And I'm saying, can we get a minute? I'm saying, can we please, I'm saying, have a moment of silence for my paycheck, because it's gone already. It's a sad thing. But I have everything I need. I don't have everything I want, but I have everything I need. The best part of my day today is when, I get up crack of dawn, I'm at work, 10 hours, and then I come home. I had to work a little overtime today because, someone needed to step up and take care of what needed to be taken care of. So, I'm saying, I did my part, and, I'm saying, took care of what needed to be taken care of. But I got a job that pays my bills, that puts a roof over my head, that, I'm saying, keeps me and my family fed. I'm blessed. I'm blessed, because by far this is way better than anything I've ever experienced before. Like I said, it was hard, and even when times was good, they wasn't this good, because now I ain't got to worry about Nah. I don't have to live like that no more. I walk down the street, look, this is it. Hey, I don't know, it's a lot going on. It's a lot going on. I don't know what we're gonna do. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know what I'm saying. I don't understand a lot of the stuff that goes on because I don't understand how Israel controls us. Oh, I'm not allowed to say that. But you know what I'm saying, that's what I'm seeing. I don't know. I'm saying? Am I wrong? This is just what I see. So I can only go by that. And if you look at the way of the world, it's not getting better. It's not getting better. You know, I don't care what side you on because both sides are working for Israel. Both sides are probably connected somehow, some way. Most of the politicians are have dual citizenships. They're really Israel citizens. I remember people used to be proud to be American. People used to be proud. It's not like that no more. It's still some proud people out there. They got the Pride Festival. There's a whole lot of proud people. you know, I'm not knocking it. If that's your thing, do your thing. But you know what I'm saying. What are we doing? Because I know, I know people see this, and everybody's talking about this one guy because he got shot in the neck. But nobody's talking about these other people that have been hung and lynched with broken arms. How do you hang yourself and you got two broken arms and a broken leg? Come on now. He climbed up into the tree with two broken arms and a broken leg and then hung himself. This is, I don't understand. Man, ain't nobody paying attention to this. Ain't nobody giving a damn what Snowroc talking about. But look, all I'm doing, look, the police sirens got all the coyotes going off. That's crazy. Okay. So the neighborhood is lively tonight. But nah, you know what I'm saying? Good seeing you, damn fool. Hope all is well with you and yours. I'm just talking shit. It's I don't have control over all of that, so I try not to deal with what I ain't got no control over. If I ain't got no control over it, why worry about it? I'm gonna focus on what I can deal with. What I can deal with is right here and right now. And I be trying to, you know what I'm saying, trying to let people know, it's a lot going on. And if you don't pay attention, if you don't get ready, that's all I'm saying is stay ready, because if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. Everybody heard the saying before, I know. But the truth being, if you're not ready, sometimes you don't get another chance, and that's the real of it because you never know, what I'm saying, what's around the corner. And I put it in his hands. I trust and believe. I'm blessed by the best and praying for the rest because I'm living my best life. This is the best I've ever been doing. Like I was just saying, even though I'm, what I'm saying, struggling with some bills and stuff like that, I still got, what I'm saying, I still got the best life. What I'm saying, look, I was at work today and I opened my lunchbox and what was in there? a big old cookie shaped like a heart. What? Who does that? Now I already know I got a winner, not a chicken dinner. Man, I'm blessed by the best. Hey, it does. It does. You know what I mean? Because me and the wife, we done been through ups and downs and, hills and valleys and, and there's going to be more in front of us. We going to have more problems and we going to have more good times. Because we going to keep pushing. We going to always move forward. And, can't stop, won't stop is how we get through it. It works. It works for me because, the more you push, the better it gets. It's up to you. What do you want? You can have, I'm a firm believer you can have anything you want. For years, I sat in a cage and truthfully, I just thought about getting out. I'm from Southern California. I'm gonna get out. I'm gonna get me a convertible. So I got out. I got me a convertible. And then, that was one thing. And then that one I had problems and it died. And then I ended up getting another convertible. Okay, and then years went by and then I had to get another convertible. So, I'm kind of known for, the rag top. You know what I mean? But the one I have now is a hard top convertible. And that was my baby. And now, it's just sitting up, broke down. It needs some work and I ain't got the money to take care of it. It's not a priority. I don't need it right now. You know what I mean? So it's on the back burner. What am I focused on? I'm focusing on my priorities. My priorities are right here, making sure, the castle is tight, making sure we're, we're trying to prepare for whatever. We don't know what's coming. But if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. Like I said, a lot of people aren't prepared. And when it gets crunch time, a lot of people are going to have problems. A lot of people are going to have problems. I know I'm going to have some. Because, a lot of people, if you look at, you can find out a lot of people got bunkers and all kinds of craziness. Man, I'm not trying to do all that. I'm gonna be right here. Anything come knocking at this door, then I'll meet you at the door, and we'll take it from there. I don't know because it's getting rough, and I don't know. I don't know. I don't have a lot of faith in the American government. I just don't. I'm not a fan. But like I said, each to his own. So, what we got? Who we got here? Damn fool, you still there? You taking a nap? So what's up? What we got up? I know somebody got something going on tonight. I know it's something going on. Have y'all been paying attention to the poisons in the food? They are trying to kill you. Agreed. Man, they are trying to kill you. They're they got all kinds of craziness. You have to look and find. I go to stores and I have problems finding real food. I try and find fruit that has seeds, and everything is no seedless, 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 no seeds, seedless, seedless. And you know what I'm saying? From what I understand, if you tell me if I'm wrong, seedless isn't the way God made it. God made it with seeds so that it can procreate, so it can continue on. Why would you make something without seeds? Oh, it's more convenient? Oh, no. You've messed with its DNA. So you're playing God with the, hmm. I don't know if I want to. I don't want to eat that. But then I go to the store and I can't find nothing else. I want oranges. Oh, we got navel oranges. What are navel oranges? Seedless. I want seeds. Can I get some seeds, please? Luckily, I have two orange trees in my backyard, so I be using. And that's the thing. I'm waiting for them to come back. We got some green ones coming, but it's going. I gotta wait. I done knocked down, took everything it had. But I feel way better. At the same time, think about the water you're drinking. Are you sure that that water has been cleared, clean, tested? Half of the heavy metals taken out. We don't want to keep. I don't want no more fluoride. My water having that. Uh, Only buy number 9 fruits and vegetables. Okay. What's number 9? I don't know about the codes. I think they're all genetically modified. Everything is genetically modified. I'm scared. And then they got not the nerve to put organic on top of it. It's genetically modified, but it's organic. That's the same. That's not even. It's they're spraying extra poison on it for you. We got some extra sauce. Yeah, that's special sauce. This is that Bill Gates sauce. This motherfucker talking about, you know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, we're gonna cut the population through vaccines. What? Wait a minute. I thought vaccines were to help you get better or not get sick. You mean vaccines are to make us unalived? What the hell kind of shit is this? Okay. It is organic. Hey man, what fucked me up? I was in Whole Foods. This is, what I'm saying, this is supposed to be the health food, what I'm saying, the good stuff, right? I know it costs more, but then, what I'm saying, there was some mixed vegetables. What was fucked up? It was a California blend, and we're in California. It was like cauliflower and broccoli or whatever. I mean, I don't remember what else, but it was a California blend of vegetables, and this shit was from China, made in China. Hold on, I don't know this. Wait a minute, this is supposed to be the health food. This is good, but it's coming from China. Man, I'm good. I can't do it. But that's the thing. It's hard to trust. It's hard to trust a government with a track record like ours. That's like walking me into a bank, giving me a gun, and then telling me to watch the money. What? This ain't gonna work out well. I'm already knowing temptation. Look, I already got heat in my hand. Y'all gave it to me. No, we gonna have to make a withdrawal. But and that's how my mind works. Literally, I know a lot of people can't understand, but my first thought is always some illegal bullshit. I have to rethink things 2 or 3 times before I do it, just to make sure I'm not falling into the old mindset, because like like uh well, everybody struggles with whatever is their desire. So whatever you're after, whatever your heart's desire is, that's everybody has one of those, and everybody wants something. But that's the thing. What are you willing to do to get it? Because if you're willing to do the work it takes, you can have whatever you want. How do I know this? Because when I was a kid, all I wanted was a name and a reputation. I got it. I got it. Only to find out that, yeah, this wasn't what I wanted. A reputation, this ain't shit. I can't eat this. I can't put this in the bank. I can't use this as collateral. I can't do nothing with this. You know what I mean? But you know what I'm saying? Yeah, all right. You know, and for a while in my head, I felt like I had wasted my life just to get a name and a reputation because that was it. That was all that mattered to me for a large part of my life. And anybody that knows me, I got that reputation. I got it. I'm like Bigfoot. You know what I mean? I don't say I'm a legend, but a lot of people say it. A lot of people say it. I'm not here bragging, but you know what I mean? I done did what, you know what I'm saying, other people haven't done before. So I walked the path that most people couldn't do. And a lot of people tried. I'm not, you know what I'm saying, I'm not bragging, glorifying, or none of that. You know what I mean? I went through what I went through for me. It wasn't, you know what I'm saying, it wasn't for nobody else. And at the time, all I cared about was what I wanted. And now, you know what I'm saying, now I think about, it's not about what I want, it's about what I can do. What can I do for my folks, for my fam. I'm trying to make things better. I'm trying to be the protector. I'm trying to, what I'm saying, if I could, what I'm saying, my grandbaby wouldn't have to worry about nothing. But I'm not, like E40 say, I wasn't born with a silver spoon in your mouth. What kind was you born with? A rusty one. you know I had the I must say mine had a little rust on it, a little tarnish, a couple other things. But I'm here and I'm still here, and I figure, the man upstairs kept me here for something. So I'm gonna keep on pushing, and every day ask for him to show me what you want me to do and give me the strength to get it done. Because so far, still here, still going. And every morning I wake up, I'm thankful, because somebody didn't wake up. And a lot of people don't understand that, or I don't know. It's hard, especially in this world, because it's a lot going on. But you gotta do all you can to take care of yourself. And people, what I'm saying, you need to start looking in the farming, getting your own, growing your own vegetables, because they got these rich people buying up all the farmlands, and all the farms are going broke. And I hear, what I'm saying, all up and down, what I'm saying, what was it? I think it was Arkansas or Kansas. All the farmers, what I'm saying, they voted for some guy, and he, what I'm saying, told them he was going to help them. And now all the stuff that he's done has messed it up so bad that they're, what I'm saying, losing their farms. And it's just, what I'm saying, chaotic shit going on, and it's all kinds of what is it? Oh, when they have the groups of people getting together, it's a music festival. Yeah, when they have a music festival, because the news doesn't report this stuff. What kind of shit is that? You telling me the news doesn't report giant gatherings in, what I'm saying, in all over the country. I'm hearing they're having them in Chicago, DC, LA, New York, all these big cities. They've had them here. I'm from San Diego. And I know personally that they've had these big gatherings, you know what I'm saying, with people, you know what I'm saying, holding up their signs at a music, you know what I'm saying, a music festival. So, you know what I'm saying, they have music festivals all over, you know what I'm saying, the world, not just San Diego. I'm hearing about other ones. I can't speak on them. I know they've had some down here in San Diego. So, you know what I mean, the people, supposed to be we the people, right? Supposed to be we the people. We the people want something different. We the people don't want the billionaires club pissing on us poor people and then telling us it's raining. But, that's what Israel's been doing. I don't know. I don't know nothing about politics, and the stuff I have learned, all it does is just scare me more. I don't feel these people have our best interests at heart. You know what I mean? Me personally, I don't, you know what I'm saying, I don't want to vote for nobody that's in there if they're, you know what I'm saying, bowing and kissing the ring behind the door, you know what I mean, and secret societies. I just learned, like I don't know how to find it again. Look up the last speech that JFK ever made. That one messed with me. Uh Hey, yeah, you gotta stay healthy. They want a sick invalid, paying them for pharmaceuticals that are making shit worse on you. Stop taking that shit. Don't take it. I've been, I'm living my best life. I've been out long. I'm out here living life, and I've been changing my diet. I've been, I've stopped eating pork altogether. Uh, and that's because of, uh, have you ever seen the worms that come that are living in pork? I don't, you know what I'm saying? Nah. And then I'm also learning about a lot of we have parasites inside of us. And oh man, it's, so, I'm trying to learn how to better care for this vessel that I have to carry my spirit, you know what I mean, and I figure, you know what I'm saying, I got maybe 100 years left. I'm only 54, so I figure I got 100 years left. But that's because I'm indestructible, that can't stop, won't stop, And I found out I was indestructible. You know how I found out? When I broke my back. No joke, no bullshit. All bullshit aside. I was driving a quad, ended up driving off the side of a mountain, broke my back in two places, arm, nose, toe, brake pedal went into my foot. Got life flighted to the hospital. After they gave me some meds, but they didn't even take care of me. Literally, they left me fucked up. Literally, I had a broken bone in my arm, and all they did was set my dislocated wrist and not the broken bone. So a week and a half later, when I got to San Diego, I went to the doctor. Like, you need immediate surgery. Your bone is dying. It's not connected. How do you miss that? But the same doctors told me, I'm saying, that, well, they didn't even want to check my back. I'm complaining and complaining and complaining. Finally, my auntie got there and she cussed the doctor out. You know what I mean? Like, look, he needs somebody. So they took me for X-rays and they X-rayed my back. Oh, we found out you have two broken vertebrae in your back. But here goes some Percocets. And pushed me in a wheelchair to the door, and I got up and got into my auntie's van, and she drove me to her house, and I laid there for a couple days. I was I was messed up. I was yeah, I was broke. Back broken, two vertebrae in my back broken. I broke my arm, I broke my foot, I broke my nose, I broke my toe, and the brake pedal went into my right foot, and I had a dislocated wrist and a broken arm. Uh, all this, and got up and climbed into a van, and you know what I'm saying, laid up for a couple of days, and got back in that rental car and got back home because I was on parole. I couldn't stay out there. And parole never ever found out. I had to go, because my mom was in the hospital. I got up there, and she was out the hospital, and then I had to go into the hospital. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's not a not a good story. But like I said, when I broke my back, that's when I realized that I was indestructible. But that's when I decided, okay, I'm gonna stop testing this one. We don't need to test this no more. After you break your back, you don't need to test it no more. Because I'm indestructible. I'm good. I understand it. I don't need to test it no more. The tests are what hurt. The tests are what hurt. Nah, all joking aside, I know I'm not that guy because I was at the movie the first Superman. They say that dude because he felt bad for all the kids that put on a towel around their neck and jumped off a building, thinking they was through Superman and could fly. So he felt bad for all those kids. So he jumped off of a building just to show them that he couldn't fly. Damn. Hey, that's cold. You gotta. But that's the thing. Everybody has their demons. Everybody has things, and some people are really good at hiding them. Some people aren't. I'm saying, I'm comfortable enough to be comfortable with who I am. So I don't have to hide. I am who I am, and that's all that I am. But like I say, I'm indestructible. I'm that guy. But no, I've been working on some. I've been working on trying to get something done, and it just keeps evading me. Hey, man, you get so distracted with so much stuff, everything that goes on. I believe like um, me, something I've been practicing is like, okay, when I go in the room, I'm not just going in and turning on TV. I'm gonna leave the TV off. I'm gonna, what I'm saying, see what's going on up in here. See what, I mean? Because constantly having a screen or your phone or iPad or tablet or what I'm saying, whatever screen it is, sometimes you got to turn that shit off. And if anybody out here is listening to this, I got inside info. This ain't inside. A whole bunch of people know. They just stocked Cuyamaca Lake with some big ass trout. So it's gonna be some good fishing up there. If anybody knows, go up to Cuyamaca, take your pole, sit on down at the bank somewhere, and kick on back and enjoy the day. And then maybe you might catch some fish. But no, I hear they got something that's going down at Cuyamaca Lake. Yeah. Yeah, a friend of mine has the inside info, and I know they just did a big. They just what was that? They deposited large amounts of large trout into the lake just the other day. So they should be getting hungry. So the fishing should be pretty good. I don't know how long it's gonna last, but the fishing should be pretty good. Man, I need to go get me some fishing in. Yeah, I talked to my fishing buddy, man. He told me, I'm saying, uh-oh. What we got? What the? Did you see that? What the hell was that? We're going to power down. That's what we're going to do. Yeah. Lights losing battery. It's all right. So, man. Yeah, so Friday night, man, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to have to get in traffic. I got next Friday. We're not gonna be here, me and the wifey gonna be somewhere. I'm trying to get her, I keep calling her, babe, come on out here, you know what I'm saying, trying to get her to get on camera so that she can, tell y'all a little about what we've been going through, because we trying to get something going on. What? Would pull up a chair, you gonna get on camera? Pull a chair up. Pull a chair up. We might. What? Yeah. Get close. Yeah. I'll come over. Gotta get it. There you go. Up a little bit closer. Because you're low. I'm a little bit taller than you are. Look. Oh, you need to sit on my lap or something? So anyway, people, say hi. This is my wife. I was just telling you, y'all missed it. I don't know if y'all missed the story. I mean, this is the one who made me a peanut butter cookie shaped like a heart. And then asked when I got home, it didn't break, did it? I'm like, yeah, it broke as soon as I bit into it. But now I have her heart in a smile. But we've been, there it is. You see it? Lightning. Yeah. But anyway, we need to start talking to y'all about relationships and how we got to where we are. Because, this is the best life for me. I don't know how's life for you.
Bless.
Because I know I'm a handful. She has to deal with me. And believe me, I know that's a full-time job. But she's a hard worker. Hey, I got a winner, not a chicken dinner.
Me too.
You got to speak up. Can you guys hear?
Probably not.
I can't. You got to speak up. So probably not. Oh, look at that smile. There it is. That's the best part of my day is that smile. Oh, there it is. Hey, look. It was better without the light. So yeah, one of the lights is going to go out. It's okay. We will live. We will continue. So this is my beautiful wife. Anybody got any questions? Aha. Going once. This is over here. Ain't nobody. Ain't no comments. And damn fool, that's the homie. I already told you. Uh-oh. Somebody got something.
We were talking about
Felix.
eating.
Y'all look happy together. Congrats. A lot of people don't ever find their soulmate. I didn't say she was my soulmate. I don't know. I don't know what a soulmate is. I don't go by other people's idea of what's their perfect mate. Because I believe you have to work at it. It doesn't matter, you know what I'm saying, whether you're perfect matches. You could be identical twins. You know what I mean? You still gonna have issues. You still gonna have to work at it. If you guys want to stay together, then you gotta work to stay together. If you don't work, it ain't gonna work. Am I wrong?
No, you're right. So soulmates have problems too. Anybody does.
The soulmates have problems too. I don't know. You found your soulmate? See, that's the thing. I don't, like I said, I don't go by labels and other people's idea. This if somebody says that's their soulmate, then that's cool.
Yeah.
It's whatever works for you.
Mm-hmm.
This is what works for me. No, I'm winning.
I believe God meant for us to be together.
Hey,
Put it like that.
everything happens for a reason. So,
Mhm.
we both, you know what I'm saying, kind of have similar theologies. So
Yeah.
it works out, and we pour into each other. She, you know what I'm saying, she gives me, you know what I'm saying, as much as I give to her.
That's how it's
And
supposed to be.
yeah, but we've been to, how long has it been?
17 years.
Okay, so we've been together. We met 17 years ago.
2008.
So we met in 2008,
About this
and
time, right for my birthday. Hmm.
it was right before your birthday.
Hmm.
But now, so we met in 2008, and we've been married for how long?
7 years.
7 years. What the hell? Who the hell? Well, how long y'all been together?
You had to go through it to get to it.
She said we had to go through it to get to it. That's a good one. Because tonight we getting it in. Getting it in. Yeah, I'm be getting it in. But you know what I'm saying, it's about you doing the work. If you want it to work, it'll work. It's but
That's
both
the truth.
people have no, because both people have to be willing to do the work. If one is doing all the work, it'll work, but it ain't gonna work for long because that one is gonna get tired. So it takes two to tango. One person ain't gonna make it. It's no matter how hard you try. And you know what I'm saying, I've seen it. I've known people in different situations. So, that's, what do you think?
Trust the process.
Trust the process. Well,
Trust and believe.
oh, trust and believe. See, now that one I'm with. I'm with that one. Trust and believe always, because you, even if you don't know what's coming, it's already meant for you. It's already lined up. It's already there. All you got to do is do your part. Stay prayed up, focus, and, what I'm saying, do your part. Whatever your part is, whatever that is, do your part. You can't just sit there, I'm just going to sit here and wait for everything to fall into my lap. That shit
Doesn't
don't
like
work.
that.
That don't work. That don't work. So you got to get up, get out, and get some. Don't let the days of your life pass
Pass you by.
by. You got to get up, get out, and get some. Can't spend all your time trying to get. Oh. Anyway, so crazies must match up. Who you calling crazy? Don't be calling my wife crazy.
That's the truth.
Yeah, well, they know you. No, I got the best life. I got the best wife. But life is good, and it keeps going. This is the beginning, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people don't understand. I've been on the bottom. I've been down there. You know what I'm saying? I lived there for a large part of my yeah, childhood life, uh adulthood, everything. It was but I ain't living there no more. Now I'm living my best life. Now, you know what I'm saying, shit just keeps getting better. Like, just today, I opened my lunch, cookie with a big old heart on it. Come on now. You know what I'm saying? How you not gonna feel that? Now that right there lets you know if she took extra time to shape the cookie, especially for me, knowing I like cookies, hey, it works.
I was learning too.
She is learning, but she's constantly learning. She's the never ending student.
That's the truth. Like to learn.
Okay, well that's a good thing. You're supposed to learn something every day.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, what else we got? Who got something? Where you going? Ran off on me? I've been abandoned. Look, the best part, look, that was all the beauty. All the beauty's gone. Now all you got is my ugly ass. Yeah, see, y'all should have asked a question while she was here. Babe, don't go. She'll be back next week. Whoa, she's back. No, she's gone. Thanks, babe. It's up there. No, I don't.
Oh, okay. Well, that's right.
Thank you. Count the blessings, not the stressings. In for support. I'm out. Tapped in. Appreciate you tapping in, JC. Man, look. If ain't nobody got nothing, I'm gonna have to call it a night. I got some. I got some grub inside, calling my belly. So what's up? Ain't nobody got nothing? Going once, going twice. Roll easy and enjoy. Appreciate you. Thanks for tapping in, man. Appreciate everybody for showing up. I'll be back next Friday, 9 p.m. Thank you. See ya.
I